So if there are things that you have been wanting that are not showing up, are taking way too long, or not seeming to show up at all, it's for only one reason. You've got a habit of thought. That's what beliefs are. A chronic thought that you keep thinking, usually based upon something you're observing. In other words, where is it? Where is it? I don't see it. Where is it? I don't see it. Where is it? I don't see it. It's not here. Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not here. 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 I don't see it. Do you see it? 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 I don't see it. I don't see it. Where is it? I don't see it. 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 I've wanted it a long time, but I don't see it. I've wanted it for so long, I'm sick of wanting it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. It's not here. I've never seen it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Takes too long. It's too hard. I don't see it. Do you see it? I don't see it. And in your observation of what's currently happening, you train yourself into the vibration that opposes it. So, you know what that makes you? That makes you an uncooperative component to what's going on over here. You don't mean to be. You've just been practicing it for so long that it just feels normal to complain. It feels normal to tell it like it is. Let's make a monument. A bad thing happened. Let's make a monument. Let's make a monument about how bad it was. Let's make a holiday for the monument. Let's make a law so that everybody has to know on this day that this monument represents that bad thing that happened. And as you hold yourself to things of the past or the present that are not a vibrational match to who you have become, not only do you not get to live anytime soon what you're asking for, but even more, you feel the discord of you not keeping up with you. Now, sometimes you think, well, I don't think I should have to do all of this work. I think I should be able to stay over here and just complain to the universe or to source or to my inner being, complain to God like I used to complain to my mother. It worked with her. If I complained long enough, she'd give up the stuff. But when you are talking with law of attraction, you cannot be a cooperative component to what you want while you complain, or while you justify, or while you defend, or while you continue to beat the drum of why you need it or why you deserve it. In other words, you can't keep amplifying the absence of what you want or the neediness or the lack of what you want and be a vibrational match. You have to talk about what you want and why you want it. You have to find some way of getting into the vortex. And that's really what we'll be talking about today. How to get into this vortex of creation. You have an option of getting into the vortex and looking at this new creation through the eyes of Source, or standing out of the vortex and feeling defensiveness. Isn't it an interesting thing what a mix of emotions someone feels when they're so exhilarated about the new? Funny comparison, and off in some ways but so on in others. It's like Jerry and Esther moving into their new bus and feeling sort of obligated to take the other bus too. Esther said, "Oh, bus, you were so good to us." And then she said, "Some other very happy people will come and take you for a ride really soon." Now, we know this is silly, but it's not so far off. In other words, isn't it an interesting thing how you could be all this time creating this bright new future and now be embracing it and feeling guilty that you're leaving the past behind? Isn't that interesting? Like you have some obligation to it, and we say the past fulfilled its purpose by projecting itself into the future. And when you step into the future, which you've got to do, because if you don't keep up with you, you'll be torn apart, you see. This is the thing that we want you to hear. You're not going to another person and leaving that person behind. You're going to the you that you have become, and that's the person that rendezvous with the you that you have become. Can you hear the big difference? And so the old bus might be saying, "But wait, I could be that. I could keep up with the you that you have become." And we say, Don't try to work relationships like that. Deal with the relationship between you and you. Maintain that relationship, and who you really are doesn't feel guilty, and who you are doesn't get defensive, and who you really are doesn't get blameful. Who you really are doesn't get out of the vortex and justify why you've gone someplace else. Who you really are revels in what you've become and appreciates who you are, and who you really are looks back even into past relationships and finds only positive aspects in them. So who you really are leaves no one feeling bloodied and left behind. Who you really are uplifts from wherever you are, you see. From in the vortex, you say to someone that you're leaving behind, I appreciate all that we were together, and I appreciate the expansion that you've provided for me and that hopefully I've provided for you. And with everything I am, I know that life should be good for you because you are worthy of a very good life. And it is the thought I hold always about you. And when you hold anyone in that light from inside the vortex, when they think of you, if they're anywhere near the vicinity, they will be uplifted by their acknowledgement of that which you are, you see. So what did we just say? Let your relationship with the vortex be the dominant relationship that you're attending to, and let law of attraction take care of everything else. When you're out of the vortex and then you work your way in, that's that zest. That's that feeling. That's that feeling of motion forward, you see. You just don't want to make a career out of step 1. You want to make a career out of step 3, which is moving into the vortex, into the vortex. And each time you're in there, then you can look at those people who you felt were responsible for your not being in, and now they look beautiful to you because they gave you the reason to expand, and in your moving into your expansion, you are thrilled with everyone involved. So you have this person, and they just harass you into expansion, 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 expansion. But then you can't get your eyes off of them because they're just so in your face and so inappropriate. So the very person that caused your expansion is now the person you're using not to take your expansion, and that's why you're extra, extra mad at them. But when you're in the vortex, you'll be extra, extra appreciative of their having prodded you into expansion, and you're using your guidance and wisdom to now take your expansion. There's still a little bit of, oh, Abraham, just get me in the vortex. Let me just get in the vortex. I'm tired of not being in the vortex. I just want to get in the vortex where good things can start happening to me. And we say, get in the vortex and good things will start happening to you. It is law. So this vortex of creation, we're really enjoying this analogy because it helps us to help you to understand that you've become more than you're often letting yourself be. And in order to be all that you are, you got to get in the vortex. But in order to get in that vortex, you've got to be a vibrational match to that vortex, because law of attraction is assembling all cooperative components. So you've put plenty of requests for abundance there, and vitality and clarity and well-being. And law of attraction is gathering all of the cooperative components to that. But if you're over here beating the drum of, I don't have enough right now, and I'm worried about where I'm going to get it, and it has not been good for me for a long time, and the people around me are having a hard time too, then without even meaning to, you're holding yourself by virtue of your observation of what is or what has already manifested for you. You're holding yourself in observation of your physical world in vibrational resistance or opposition to your non-physical vortex of creation. Esther loves it when she comes back to a city like this or back to her hometown and sees that landmarks are still there. In other words, it's nice to feel the stability of your physical reality. But you get so caught up in the stability of your physical reality that you don't let yourself expand proportionate or in the timing of your true expansion. When you ask for something, it's given now. Why don't you go where it's given? And then when we ask the question, are you enjoying the contrast of your time and place? Are you enjoying your new desires? You would say, yes, I am. I'm enjoying my new desires because I get one and I receive it. And then I get another idea and I receive it. And I get another idea and I receive it. Life's good out here on this leading edge of creation. Once you understand these two vibrational aspects of you, you're now going to understand everything that you've ever lived or everything that anybody else is living. In other words, there are no mysteries once you understand the laws of the universe. And the laws of the universe are very simple. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So in this non-physical vortex, everything vibrational that is likened to your desire has already been assembled. That's why we can look into your vortex of creation and let you know it is absolute that what you want is done. The expanded, evolved version of you is vibrationally completed. But then you say, but Abraham, I'm here in a physical body, in a physical world. I want manifestations around me. And we say, and they will come, but not until you cue yourself up vibrationally and become a match to the precursor of all creation. You've got to bring yourself vibrationally up to speed, and it is our promise to you that the physical trappings will show themselves to you. But there's one thing that we want to say to you. You didn't come for the physical trappings, and we're not trying to talk you out of them. We want you to have them. You came for the exhilaration of coming into alignment with you. You came in this body knowing that contrast would help you to expand. And you knew that once the expansion had taken place, that the sweetest ride of your life would be in the getting up to speed with that expansion. It's not just the getting of the stuff or the landing of the relationship or the deposit into your bank account of the dollars that you're seeking. It's not only the manifestation that is meant to give you those good feelings. It is the emotional alignment that is responsible for the good feelings. A little slow going, but don't you now know more about the vortex than you've ever known? Don't you understand your relationship with it? Don't you know what your dominant priority is? Don't you understand your guidance system better? Don't you want to think the thoughts that feel better? Aren't you willing to be nicer to yourself when you're not in the vortex? Aren't you willing to let everybody else off the hook who hasn't been trying that hard to make you feel good? Aren't you ready to take responsibility for how you feel? Don't you sort of feel empowered to do it? Don't you love the feeling of being out of the vortex and then consciously, deliberately focusing yourself in? Don't you love coming into your own power? Don't you really like knowing that the universe has your back, that everything that you want's all queued up for you and it's just a matter of focusing yourself into it? Don't you now, from inside the vortex, appreciate more of those outside the vortex contrasting experiences that have caused you to expand? Don't you like knowing that you will constantly expand? Don't you like knowing that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Don't you like that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Don't you like that it's going to be a constant tuning up? Well, that's the part you don't like so much, because you keep thinking you want to get in the vortex and get it done and live happily ever after. And we want you to hear something that is hard to hear, but it is so, so true. And that is, it's getting into the vortex that is the rush of life. Just like when you're hungry and you eat something, it tastes better than when you've been eating all day long. First time we've said it to you that way. We want you to understand the creator that you are. So, here you are in your physical body, knowing what you don't want, which helps you to know what you do want. And every time you synthesize or sift through this wonderful contrast, you build or create this future manifestation, but present vibrational you. You get that? Future manifestation, but current vibrational you. And we're going to call this vortex of creation. We've been calling it your vibrational escrow, your vibrational reality. We just want you to get the sense that you are projecting you forward, and the non-physical part of you already went. In other words, when you're sick in your physical body, you ask for wellness, and the non-physical vibrational version of you accepts that wellness immediately and becomes it. Everything that you know as reality was vibrational reality first. And you, because of your emotions, have keen access to your relationship between where you stand right now in your physical, manifested this far body, and who you have really become. We wrote a book a few years ago, and we gave it the best title that was ever given to a book. It was called Ask and It Is Given. And it tells that story, that when you ask from your contrasting experience, when you ask, it is given in such a full sense that the non-physical part of you literally becomes it. So whenever you feel negative emotion, it always means one important thing to you. It means you haven't yet become it.